Let me be completely honest with you right now. If you have ever felt like money just disappears, like no matter how much you earn, it never feels like enough, like you are working harder than ever but still feel financially stuck, then what I am about to share with you might be the most important thing you watch this entire year. Not because I am going to sell you some dream or throw complicated financial jargon at you, but because I have seen exactly what happens when someone finally understands how money actually works, and it changes absolutely everything. Here is the truth that nobody talks about. Most people are not broke because they are lazy or stupid. They are broke because nobody ever taught them the rules of the game. And you cannot win a game when you do not even know the rules exist. Picture this. It is the end of the month. You sit down, open your bank account, and stare at a number that makes your stomach drop. You know you worked, you know money came in. But somehow, some way, it is just gone. You start doing the mental math, trying to figure out where it all went, and that feeling, that sinking, suffocating feeling of confusion mixed with shame and a little bit of panic, that feeling is not weakness. That is what happens when someone is playing the money game completely blind. Now, before we go further, if you are serious about transforming your financial situation and you want more than just information, we have related programs linked down in the video description. These are the exact resources that people use when they are ready to stop just learning and actually start doing. Do not wait on that, because the people who hesitate always end up watching this video a year from now, wishing they had started today. Now let us get into this. The first thing you need to understand is that your money problem is not actually a money problem. It is a system problem. When there is no system, money flows out the same way water flows through your hands. Fast, wasteful, and completely out of your control. The moment you build even a basic system, everything shifts, not slightly, dramatically. So here is the simplest money plan that actually works. It starts with one word: awareness. Before you can control anything, you need to see it clearly, and most people have never truly looked at their finances with clear eyes. They glance, they estimate, they guess, but guessing is what keeps you stuck. Sit down, right now if you can, and write down every single dollar that comes in each month. Then write down every single dollar that goes out. Not what you think goes out, what actually goes out. Pull up your bank statements. Look at the last 3 months. What you find will shock you. Studies consistently show that the average person underestimates their monthly spending by nearly 30%. 30%. That is not a small rounding error. That is the difference between building wealth and going backwards every single month. Now here is where it gets real. When you see those numbers laid out in front of you, there will be a moment of discomfort, a moment where you want to close the laptop, put down the paper, and pretend you never looked. Do not do that. That discomfort is your financial life asking you to finally pay attention. The people who push through that moment are the ones who end up completely transforming their situation within 12 months. The ones who look away are the ones who find themselves in the exact same place, or worse, a year from now. Here is the next piece of the plan. You divide your money with intention. Not randomly, not based on what feels good in the moment, but with a purpose behind every dollar. A simple and powerful approach that has helped countless people is giving every single dollar a job before the month even begins. You decide in advance where the money goes. Essentials first. Things like housing, food, transportation, these are non-negotiable. Then financial goals. Savings, paying off debt, building an emergency fund. Then personal spending. Whatever is left over after those priorities are handled. When you flip the order and put financial goals before personal spending, something almost miraculous starts to happen. You stop waiting to save what is left because there is never anything left. Instead, you save first and live on the rest. That one shift alone has been responsible for more financial turnarounds than almost any other single decision. We are talking about people who went from having literally $0 saved to building thousands within their first year, just from this one structural change. And now here is the part that separates the people who stay stuck from the people who break through. Debt. Nobody wants to talk about it because it feels shameful, but here is what you need to hear. Debt is not a character flaw, it is a math problem. And math problems have solutions. The most effective approach is brutal in its simplicity. List every debt you owe from the smallest balance to the largest. Pay the minimum on everything except the smallest one. Throw every extra dollar you can find at that smallest debt. When it is gone, take everything you were paying on it and attack the next one. This creates a rolling wave of momentum that builds faster than most people expect. People using this method have paid off tens of thousands of dollars in debt in timeframes that seemed impossible when they started. But here is something the financial world rarely talks about. Your income is not fixed. It feels fixed. It feels like the number on your paycheck is the ceiling, but it is not. Your current income is simply the result of your current level of skills, positioning, and opportunity. All three of those things can be changed. And when you pair a disciplined money system with a growing income, The results compound at a rate that is almost hard to believe until you experience it yourself. This is exactly why people who truly commit to their financial transformation, not just watch videos about it but actually implement structured plans, tend to experience results that feel almost unfair compared to everyone around them who is still guessing. The gap between those who have a system and those who do not widens every single month, and every month you spend without a system is a month of wealth building you can never get back. Think about what a year from now could look like. Imagine opening your bank account, and instead of that sinking feeling, you feel something different. Calm, control, confidence. Imagine knowing exactly where your money is, exactly where it is going, and exactly how much closer you are getting to the life you actually want. Imagine not lying awake at night running numbers in your head. Imagine not feeling that quiet, grinding stress that follows you through your days because you never quite feel financially safe. That version of your life is not a fantasy. It is a decision away, not a distant decision. A right-now decision. Here is what nobody tells you about financial transformation. The math is actually the easy part. The hard part is the moment you decide that you are worth the effort, that your future is worth the discomfort of changing your habits, that the temporary sacrifice of building discipline is infinitely better than the permanent sacrifice of staying stuck. Not everyone is ready to make that decision, and that is okay. But if you are watching this and you feel something stirring, that is not coincidence. That is recognition. That is the part of you that knows you are capable of more. We have related programs linked right now in the video description below. These are the structured tools and resources that take everything we just talked about and build it into a complete, step-by-step system designed for real people living real lives with real financial challenges. If you are serious, and I mean truly serious about creating change that actually sticks, that is where you go next, not next week, not after you think about it. Right now. Because the version of you that keeps waiting is the same version of you that will still be watching videos like this a year from now, wishing you had started today. The version of you that acts is the one who actually gets there. Go check that out now.